Students, my name is Neil Kashkari. I'm the Republican nominee for Governor of California. It is critical that everyone get out and vote. We have a very important election coming up. I'm running on a platform of wanting to make sure every kid in California, not just every student at CAMS, but every other student gets a good education and that there are good jobs available and you can go to the college that you want to go to and that you're able to afford to pay for it. And then there's a good job waiting for you at the end. That's why I'm running for governor. It's critical that everyone get out and vote for governor because I want every single kid in California to get a good education like you're getting here. Not everyone's getting this education. And 9 kids in California actually sued the governor, said that their civil rights, as guaranteed by the California Constitution, are being violated by our broken schools. And the courts agreed with the kids. It's wonderful. It's one of the most important civil rights cases in years in the country. And then what's so outrageous is Governor Brown had a choice. He could stand up and fight on behalf of those kids to make sure they get a good education, or he could turn his back on them and fight against those kids in court. And sadly, shockingly, that's what Jerry Brown has decided to do. He's appealing the case. He's fighting kids in California who just want a fair chance at a good education. As governor, I'm going to fight on behalf of those kids, alongside those kids, to make sure they get a good education.
What do you think, if the case is successful for the students, what would the ripple effects be like? How do we envision schools improving with a decision that's favorable to the students?
Well, this is one small area, teacher tenure. I think most teachers in California are really good, dedicated educators, committed to education and in education for the right reason. But like every profession, there are always a few bad apples. But what the judge saw was that if there are a few bad apples in a school and they can't fire the bad performers, what do? They transfer them to the poor neighborhood. And then you've got the poorest kids in California who need the best teachers who are ending up getting some of the worst, and that's not fair. And so we need to make sure that there are good teachers in every classroom for every kid, and we need to use this case as a lightning rod, a signal, to make big changes in our schools, to put power in the hands of parents and teachers to really transform our schools and give every kid a good education. My career is an aerospace engineer, and I found that engineering has helped me tremendously throughout my career. When I started out working as an engineer, and then when I worked to government, I went to Washington, D.C. and worked for President Bush and President Obama. Engineering teaches you critical thinking skills. And you can use those skills as an engineer, but you can use them in many other professions as well. And it's just great general training for whatever you choose to do. So I'm thrilled that you're here studying at CAMS. I'm a big fan of math. I'm a big fan of engineering and the sciences. Stick with it, because it's going to lead you to a better future.
Oh, hi everybody! It's me, Mickey Mouse, and Donald. Oh, and we hope you vote tomorrow, Tuesday, October 28th. Don't forget! Ha ha ha!
Number 1 authorizes $7.12 billion in general obligation bonds for state water supply infrastructure projects such as public water system improvements, surface and groundwater storage, drinking water production, water recycling, and advanced water treatment.
Establishes a strong rainy day fund in the state constitution that will force the legislature and the governor to save money for when times are good, pay down debts, and protect schools from devastating cuts. Both Democrats and Republicans support Proposition 2.
45. If you vote yes on Prop 45, that means rates for individual and small group health insurances would need to be approved by the Insurance Commissioner. And no vote means that the state regulators will continue to have the authority to review group health insurance. In other words, a yes means you want the health care insurances to be transparent, and a no means you want them to keep quiet.
This is on medical negligence lawsuits and the drug and alcohol testing of doctors.
47 is the Reduced Penalties for Some Crimes initiative, which will reduce the penalty for certain felonies to misdemeanors, such as shoplifting, which is less than $950, or the use of some illegal drugs. It will also establish a fund for safe neighborhoods and schools.
48 is the referendum on Indian gaming compacts. If the measure is approved by the state's voters, it will ratify AB 277, Chapter 51, Stats, 2013. It will ratify 2 gaming compacts between California and respectively the North Fork Rancheria of Mono Indians and the Wiyot tribe. And it will exempt execution of the compacts, certain projects, and intergovernmental agreements from the California Environmental Quality Act. It will basically, if voted no, it will basically cut down the Indian gaming casinos in California.